Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another week. And don't know about you, but the storm yesterday, I thought it was meant to be lasting longer, but maybe it's coming back, I don't know. It was pretty windy and gusty here yesterday, but today it's lovely, really nice and sunny, and a lovely autumn day. So you're very welcome to my Monday messages. And for those of you who don't know me, my name's Rebecca, and I'm a QTT personal development coach and mentor and homeopath. And I use all three of those methods to help you to be as happy and as healthy as you can, and discover the tools that you already have to be able to sustain that. So my Monday messages are part of my commitment to helping as many people as I can to live their best lives. And it's when I pop in and just offer a thought, a focus, an idea, or a simple practice to help you make positive changes in your daily habits so that you can really be in control of your own lives and experience it to the full. So today is really part two in a two-part video series, if you can call it that, it's only two, about boundaries. And last week I spoke about the importance of all of us having boundaries so that we can actually ensure that we are feeling whatever we want to feel as much as we can possibly do so, and so that we're not pulled in whatever might be the wrong direction for us. And it's worth reviewing those boundaries on a regular basis because we change, we grow, we evolve, life changes, our circumstances change. So those boundaries are often, sometimes they get a little bit out of date, or they just need strengthening, they need revisiting, perhaps we've dropped them for whatever reason. And it's a good idea to just take stock a bit. And that's what last week was about, really. So it was about identifying how you're feeling at the end of each day, whether you like feeling like that. And if you don't, what could you choose instead, basically? And I just asked you to notice those things and to start maybe connecting some of the things that you're doing on a daily basis that are contributing to you both feeling the way that you perhaps don't want to feel on a continual basis, and also the opposite, whether there's anything you're doing that does actually make you feel the way that you want to feel. And I can see there's a couple of people on, so you're very, very welcome. Do say hello. Let me know who you are. Martina, good morning. I'll just give you a little wave. I hope you're very well and the family are all well. So welcome. I'm just talking, Martina, about part two of a series about boundaries and putting those down so that we care for ourselves. And I know you know all about that. So last week, we spoke about just noticing what actions we may be doing on a daily basis that could be contributing to us not feeling so good, and also maybe contributing to us actually feeling good. So just making those connections last week, that's what it was about. So this week, I wanted to encourage you to take the next step. And firstly, it is really about getting that clarity. If you think about what you're doing as kind of designing your own daily roadmap if you like. And when we set out on a destination, so we're setting out on our day, each and every day, it's good to know, well, where are we heading? Where are we, what are we hoping to be feeling on a daily basis? So obviously, if we don't know the destination, if we don't know where we're heading, what we're aiming for, good morning, Martina, then we don't need a map. And we can wander all over the place and not really get where we would like to be. So it's very important that the first step is just developing and fine-tuning what we started last week, which was identifying how do we want to be feeling at the end of each day, or throughout the day, really. Obviously life is going to come in and, all sorts of things are going to happen that may invite you to go off in a different direction. The key is to recognise that and to be able to make a conscious decision about whether you want to get pulled in that direction or not, and whether it's going to help you to feel however you want to feel or not. So becoming conscious of that and getting clarity over it is really going to help you have that kind of compass throughout your day. And then you can just ask yourself, well, okay, what am I doing at the moment that is possibly needing revising, needing dropping maybe? So I'm just looking at my battery. I'm just getting a sign about my battery. Oh, yes, there you go. I hadn't plugged it in properly. Yes, you're looking at, once you know how you'd like to feel, then you know what your destination is, you know what you're aiming for. And therefore you can look at everything that you're doing, all those habits that you've put in place for whatever reason, and you can ask yourself, well, okay, are they helping me to feel like that? Or are they actually taking me quite a long way away from that? So once you've got your destination on your map, then you can work out, well, what route do I want to take that's actually going to get me there in the best possible way? So part of what I asked you to do last week also was to start making connections about the things that you're doing on a daily basis and whether they are making you feel good or however you want to feel or not. And that's really about understanding the terrain. It's understanding the different directions that you could go in and whether they are actually going to get you to where you want to be or not. But also, perhaps more importantly, how they will make you feel. Even if they do get you there, how are they going to make you feel at the end of it? And that's why I'm asking you to concentrate on how you want to feel rather than how many things you've achieved, things that you want to do as such. So this is about feeling, not doing. And there's a difference between that, because your doing things are about the action steps that you take in order to get to how you want to feel. So I hope that is clear. Maybe if it isn't, you can let me know. So just thinking about that map, if you think about looking at a map and thinking, okay, well, the quickest way for me to get from where I am now to my destination is actually through this big area here. Quickest way, I'm going to go through it. No idea what it's like, but let's head off. And you find that it's actually a bog. It's a really big boggy area. We've got lots of those in Ireland. Good morning, Gronio. Very welcome. And what happens is, obviously, when you go through the bog, your motion forward is much slower. It's quite dangerous, so you're quite vigilant. It can be very tiring because you cannot take smooth flowing steps. So although it might look attractive in terms of the distance, it's actually not your best option. unless you've got the right gear for it, of course. So it's understanding what suits you and what doesn't suit you. And it's all about how you want to feel. So if you think about the things that we do on a daily basis, they're just habits. Oh, thanks for the thumbs up. They're just habits. They're just things that we've chosen to do for whatever reason. So we can unchoose them. So we can ask ourselves, well, okay, if I still need to do those things, do I need to do them in the way that I've currently been doing them? Perhaps I'm doing too many of those things in one day. Perhaps the way that I'm doing them could be done in a way that better suits me. Maybe some of those things actually don't need to be done. Maybe somebody else could do them, or maybe they just aren't necessary. Just have a really, really good look at all those things with the view of how you want to feel at the end of each day and throughout your day. And then you're going to start actually thinking about actual action steps. So what I'd like to encourage you to do this week is to identify at least 3 things, and they can be really small things, it doesn't matter. Just anything that to you will make a difference to how you're feeling on a daily basis. What could you do to your daily habits that will get you further towards how you'd prefer to be feeling? And of course, I should caveat that with, if you've done this process and you think, actually, I feel pretty good each day, that's great. That's brilliant. There's always something that can be tweaked. And obviously, we can always have more of that lovely feeling. So it's a good exercise to do, I think, in any case. And you're designing your own roadmap, really, for each and every day. And just talking about habits, it's amazing what little things can make a massive, massive difference. I had a good example of that quite recently, firstly with my husband and then myself, actually. Same thing. My husband actually works away from home quite a lot, and he was recently staying with a friend while he was working for somebody. And the room that he was staying in didn't have any curtains, didn't have any blinds or curtains. And initially he was in a bit of a panic about that because he's had sleep issues, shall we say, and can't or couldn't get up very easily in the morning. In fact, he was dreadful at it, always running late, always kind of leaping out of bed and having to get going straight away with no kind of easing in time. And anyway, cut a long story short, because he had no choice, he actually found that instead of having to wake up to an alarm that was going off over and over again, he was actually waking up naturally with the daylight. And it really suited him. And because he was getting up earlier, he was able to relax more in the mornings. He was able to do a few things that he needed to do at that end of the day and before he set off for work. And he also found that it suited him better to go to bed a little bit earlier than he was. So his whole energy pattern, if you like, has now changed, which is fantastic. He just always told himself that he needed to have dark to sleep in. So he came home eventually after the job and he said to me, look, this is really suiting me. Can we do it here? And I kind of surprised myself with, I was really, really resistant to it. And it was like, kind of the same as him, really, unbeknownst to me, that I told myself, my God, no, we need to sleep in dark. We need to have the curtains closed. We need to have the blinds shut. Anyway, eventually I agreed that I would try it for a month and just see how I got on, with the understanding that I would revert back to the curtains being closed if it didn't work. And it has worked. It's worked beautifully. And it's actually lovely to go to sleep, and sometimes, especially when the moon has been full, as it has been recently, to go to sleep and see the night sky through the Velux windows in our bedroom, and to wake up as it gets lighter. It feels more natural. I don't need an alarm clock anymore. I'm getting up when I want to get up, and I'm going to sleep when I want to go to sleep. So I'm telling you that just because it really was just a habit that we were both in, and we were kind of nudged out of our comfort zone, if you like, and forced to change that. And it's actually suited us both very well. So have a look at those habits, the way that you do things on a daily basis, and just really scrutinise them. Be honest with yourself and ask yourself, are they helping me to feel however you want to be feeling, or aren't they? Could I change them? Could I tweak them? Could I not do them, some of them? Would my life fall apart? And I would encourage you to actually make one of those changes, even if it's really small and wouldn't mean anything to anyone else. Do it today. So try and identify something that you could tweak right now and go for it. Really go for it and see. And if you don't like it, set yourself a time limit. Maybe, it depends on what it is that you're doing. Sometimes a month is a good slug of time to really try something, especially if you're changing things like eating habits. Sometimes it's less than that. Sometimes within a week you'll be able to tell whether something suits you or not. And if you don't like it, if you find actually that's not for me, then you can always put it to one side and try something else. But it's really about you taking control and you knowing which direction you're going in. And you are on your own map and nobody else's. So I hope that helps. Do let me know how you get on. If you can share one little change that you are thinking of doing, perhaps even if not now, then maybe after you've had time to do this little bit of reflection, do share them, because it could inspire somebody else to do the same. We're all slightly different points on our own roadmaps. So just know that whatever you're doing, it will inspire somebody else as well. So it would be lovely if you could share it. And I will do the same. So have a lovely, lovely week. Have a look at those habits. Make a change today. And if you'd like to know more about working with me and helping you to design your own really detailed roadmap, then do pop to my website, and the address is in the post with this video, or will be. I think I have forgotten to put it in today, actually. So I will add it. And if you'd like to, you can log on for a free Q&A call with me, and we can have a chat about how I can help you. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. Bye.